play pibro kani gade ka Apex News India ki khubor ban puli di piba koridor marbo. Timnya phai shwa shikima tiba kongsan. Ki khubor ki babanya kakait poit ka badang shumi na ka NCIB National Crime Investigation Bureau ka balapin bana pa ba ha ka lat pathai khubor ka kadaw ya ki tanat sarkar ki basha kan no e ha ka jingsha shukor bat ki jingsha pan khen kan don kat kum ka jing ut pa ba ki kruwa khubor ka Transparency International bat ki jing tho na lokpal ki shpotali ki tanat babam saptam hari India ki dei ki pulen ka tanat khajna ki Municipal Corporation ki Office Panchayat Block katanat boarding ka ROT Transport ki Office ki Hospital Sarkar katanat chongka kwat kakhya katanat puli puthi katanat Housing and Urban Development katanat Income Tax lani GST Department kum kinong shong shnong bat ki riu shampang nya sam ya ka jingket khle banlong ki batep shaphang ya ka jinglong jingman pen priang ya ka jingtep kershan ya ka jinglong ka basai ban pentip la da don ki bambet la ne ki bamde kadai ka jing e ha ka jing mot jing per khat jong ki pat ba ka jing bam sap kam dei tang ya ka jing e ha ka policy henrei ka dei ka jing e ka rukam per khat jong ki pat ba tugin yalong ki nong pen bha ya ka jing e ki ba shupet kai ne ki ba ngap ja ka Fatima Bush na Mexico kala sha pen kuburom kum ka Miss Universe ar pusan katay ka thay bahburyo kala sha Punjab buram ha katay ka jing Yakob na marba uwe unong penyat ka Thailand ulabu jingkali ya ka bor per khat jong ka balula khat ya ka dam hat ki jing perta bat ki jing bithai jong ki nong yakhun bat ki host na Thailand kila long bajur hadu ba wat u president ka Mexico ru ula shimkhya ya ka ni ka jingja
Miss Universe is Mexico. Can we please give a round of applause for our first runner-up, Miss Thailand! To all of our delegates, the judges, and our wonderful hosts, the Kingdom of Thailand. Congratulations once again to Miss Mexico.
Kadba ka jing toket halor ka kampen bathai bom ha Delhi ha ka shpotrik nai weng ka nangjul ka National Investigation Agency NIA kala kem sa saungut kinong sha kano bakongsan ki badan kti ha ka te ka kamle no ka bala penpoy ya kinong sha kem sha ka hanreung ka NIA kilaya thu ba kitay ki ba sha kano ki dei u Dr. Adil Amin Rathe na Anantnak Mufti Irwan Ahmad Wage na Sufyan Baro ki badai na Jammu and Kashmir but Dr. Shahin Said na Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh.
In fact, to the Patiala House Court, you can see
देखा जा सकता है कि चारों गिरफ्तार आरोपियों को कोर्ट में लाया गया है दिल्ली के पटियाला हाउस कोर्ट में लाया गया है और कोर्ट में लाने के बाद तमाम आरोपियों को
Dr. Adil and पीछे हो जाओ पीछे हो जाओ
इरफान आपको फंडिंग कहाँ से आ रही थी इरफान आपको फंडिंग कहाँ से आ रही थी तो फिर आपको पैसे कितने दिए थे हेलो हेलो डॉक्टर शाहीन कौन है इसका तो फोन उठा उसका
अरे बस रहने दो अरे तुम
Lapalat Arbanai kilayad na do ba kinong yalam ka United Democratic Party kila syam ya karai ban weng no ya upoling do bat ukerman shila nakakinhon menteri kejala Meghalaya kumshibenta ban pen kala ya kakinhon shiteng samoy kabala bu por Henry ka jingsha pen phaidien kadang sakut ha ka ba menchwa kani ka sinjam jong ka UDP ka dei ka ba pen long ningkong na ka jingkwa ban wanra ya president ka party umed ba lingdo bad uba lakamen rumboy ha ka kinhon menteri kan ba ki don ki banged ba ka don ka rukom ya sambor ka bala menjor lupa upoling do bad ukerman shila baro angut kila kentat ya kanu ka jingete ka basyay da ka jingtho ne kakten ha ka benta ka jingpen kala ya ka kam ka bapen I ya ka jingwan kensan jong karai ka bas ngobam dan akor upol uklem dan lang ha ka jingpen smai ya ki menteri thamai ha ka khanre terek unai tung ka bapen I ya ka jinglingo bat ka jingsmosi jong u
Disappointed with this entire affairs which took place.
Disappointed with?
You being dropped from the cabinet.
You know, I don't think it has anything personal, nothing to do with my being personally disappointed. It is a matter of ethics and how one practices ethics in politics, because just 4 days before the cabinet reshuffle, we had the celebration of the foundation day of the UDP, and it was entirely carried out by the Shillong district of the UDP. The program, the funding, everything was done by the Shillong city district, and also the president of the party had gone on record speaking to the media and saying that we have no plan of such a reshuffle where the UDP is concerned. Also, the CEC of the UDP, which had met a month before this chain of events occurred, a few members had raised the issue of whether there'll be a reshuffle of ministers belonging to the UDP, since there is an imminent cabinet reshuffle happening. And it was the president of the United Democratic Party chairing the CEC who said, we have no such intention, ask these two ministers. Those were his words. So that's all I can share with you. I don't think as I said, it has anything to do with me as a person. But I've clearly stated the position. It is not a position that I took. It was the president of the party who kept saying we have no plan for such a reshuffle, and it was the president of the party who chaired the CEC, and it was the CEC that was informed that there is no plan of such a reshuffle. Then the rest you can just add 2 and 2.
So they also speculate.
Ha Imphal East Manipur kalami ka jingyakan at hapdeng kipulit IDPs internally displaced person. But kibriyo kibadon hapo ka jingpet jong ka kokomi Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity. Kiba persyang ban penyaklat ya katamasa sangay. Ki IDP kila dawa ban penbahapat yaki. Haba ay jingkren haka Adini Global Indology Conclave Arhajar Arpusan, u Chairman jong ka Adini Group, u Gautam Adini, uong kakame jonga kajuyat huo ya ki jingja na ka Ramayana bat ka Mahabharata kentob ya ka jing shabe shnong jong uram khat saus nem ka jing IT lut jong kasita naka Mahabharata kalakren shaphang ki jing mani jong Arjun badu Krishna ka kemi jonga kalapin wandor ya ka jing sngo jonga ya ka kamram ka jing IT bat ka dharma.
Now allow me to tell you how all of this started. And as always, behind every action sits a simple story. And here is mine. The initial years of my childhood were spent in Banaskantha in a North Gujarat. मेरा बचपन बनासकांठा के रेगिस्तान में बीता और लाखों हिंदुस्तानी बच्चों की ही तरह मेरी मां की गोद में ही मेरी पहली पाठशाला थी. Like millions of Indian children, my first classroom too was the lap of my mother. Every evening, as the golden sun set over our home, my mother would gather me and my siblings, and she would narrate episodes from our eternal epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. She, Santa Ben, would tell us the stories about Prabhu Ram, 40
Kajing knyo jumai ka basan point san magnitude kalapin ki ya kathan pedeng jong ka Bangladesh hakasni thoding hakaban riungut ki breu ki lakhlad ban bungut ki laman sang ki yeng hanong ba jong kari dhaka ki lapra hakajing ki jong ujumai bat kabawan ra jing shitam ya ki pajba ki ba mare shasurak da ka jingti ute ujumai ulaja hakapor shposteng minstam balaki hakathan ghorashal kabadan hanar singdi district kabajngai kumba 8 kilometer na Dhaka ka US Geological Service kalayato bakadan ka jingjeliu kaba 10 kilometer. Hakabayade berkajing jaba ukna puli ulashim no ya kajing em hadin balakam balatunjo ya u haka local train namar ba karen ya kaktien Marathi. Presiden ka BJP Mumbai u Amit Satam uong u Uddhav Thackeray bat u Raj Thackeray kilapin sapriang ya kajing kerpat basneo hakipat ba kaktien kalong tang kajing ya kren kalat yakhi. Uwe ubreo Marathi uladu no ya kajing em jong u onum dan manu hakari ban map ya Uddhav bat u Raj Thackeray halor kani u Arnav Lagman Khaire Ubadai usamla pulis sain hakas nem baningkong ulazin phasi yeladi hakaying sa jong u hakalyan is hakajan miet jong kasni ba
बोलने पर जो है उसे अब्यूज किया गया और सोसाइटी
ये जो उद्धव ठाकरे और राज ठाकरे दोनों समाज में तेड़ पैदा करने की जो कोशिश कर रहे हैं और समाज विघातक इस प्रकार के काम ये लोग जो कर रहे हैं, ये जो है वो विष फैला रहे हैं समाज में। भाषा यह संपर्क का माध्यम होती है, संघर्ष का नहीं। इसी का ये नतीजा है कि एक मराठी युवक को इस हादसे की वजह से अपनी जान गंवानी पड़ी है। मराठी मानुस और मुंबईकर उद्धव ठाकरे और राज ठाकरे को इसका सबक सिखाए बिना चुप नहीं बैठेगा।
लदा की खन्ना किम शम या जिंगसुक जिंगसान हायेंग की वाट हाकस्कुल हेनरे की नोंग हिकाई किम ला बन्याराप नमर की रू की डन हापो का जिंग ए लॉन्ग का वे का चाइल्ड काउंसलर का जयंती दुत्ता हलोर का जिंगजा बपन्याप यलदी हास्कुल दिल्ली।
If you don't have something coming up positively in your home atmosphere, you look for it in the school atmosphere. Unfortunately, all these schools have counselors, all these schools have clinical psychologists. They don't bother, I have seen most of the teachers, they don't bother. They are so conceited. They have no time. They are also under pressure because the crowd is so much, the pressure for teaching all these children, and then the administrations don't bother what is happening to the teacher also. So there is a kind of a very bad atmosphere in all these schools because the child feels threatened, child feels bullied. The child is not only bullied by the peer group, but now what is coming to our knowledge is they are bullied and threatened, and they are kind of oppressed by the school teachers also. Recently we had something in Jaipur, a 4th class child who jumps to death. I don't think anything can be more unfortunate than this. And especially a teenager. Just think about it. We understand that suicide takes place at the fraction of a moment. We do give crisis intervention. But for a child like this, I'm sure there must have been such a threat that he could not even confide in the parents. He lost the trust. When a child loses the trust, I think this is the most damaging thing.
Sarkar Meghalaya kalapin tikna bagi kena kila shapindan ka mande drugs haki katu katni ki jaka jong kanong ba shilo. Advertise jong katanat social welfare uba polling do hakasi thoding uloong hadin ka jingya kandu bat ki he officer jong ka anti narcotic task force ANTF kibadon haki kubor ki bas ngokhya halor ka jing shak pindan kam ki kena ki bade drugs hamaulai. Ulapan pau ya ka jingdon kam jong ka jingye trailang hapadeng ki pulit Meghalaya ka ANTF bat kinong shong shnong banyale persha ya ki jingma jong udrox ha ka jilla ula ka dawru ya ka jing bambyang ki seng ya da shnong ha shilong kanong ba jong ka jilla ka badon hadun riu lakngut kinong shong shnong ka don tang khat artli ki VDP haba pintikna ba ka maulai ka don ha ka thup jong ki jaka bajur baha udrox ha ka jilla uba lingdo ulaong ba manla ka district langat ha ka jingma jong udrox ka shnong shlong bat I jante hills Kidei ki bala shakta jurbaha.
Yeah, there are reports to that effect. These are it's a very worrying trend, and which is why today's meeting with the SP NTF assumes a lot of significance, because coordination between the state, the district police and the ANTF plus the local community is very important. And at this point of time, I'd like to again make a clarion call to the community that it is high time for them to come forward and help us, because we as a society, we are a close-knit society, and if anybody thinks that the problem does not involve his family, then he's wrong, because we are so closely knit that the peddler might be your next door neighbor. So unless community comes forward, and as I stated today with Dorvashnong of Nongsa Opamopram coming in and forming the VDP, it is the 12th VDP in Shillong city. And can you imagine a city with a population that is close to 6 lakhs having just that marginal community participation in a matter as crucial as the need to eradicate drugs and narcotics from Meghalaya.
So that
Already,
it was always.
it's already in the list of hotspots. In fact, if you go through the list which is available with us of these
Badagi tu kibor ngila poy siya kabakot tat hadu bangindaya siyambiyang kublay shibun.